Hello, welcome back again. This is lesson 2. Today we're going to cover flowers, and we're going to start with the lotus plant. So I have Grace back today, so she is going to be painting along at the same time. And we have 3 brushes that I have brought out. 2 of them are pretty close in size to each other. And the third brush is much smaller, thinner, and that will give us the fine lines and details that we need. So we're going to start with doing the grass part of the lotus plant. So these are the 3 brushes that you can see here. I'm going to set those down right here like this. And I'm going to have Grace, you can go ahead and pick up one of the 2 brushes. There we go. All right. We also have some practice paper just over on the side so that we can check our brush before we put it to the paper that we're going to actually paint on. I'm going to go ahead and dip this in and get some water on it. And I might just check out to see how much color is still in the brush. So there's not much in there, so we have, which is good. And I can always, okay, one that's falling apart here. And just have this. How are we doing with the brush? Pretty good. All right. So I have some black paint ink here on this tray. This is the most intense. This is more water in this part. So let me check this. Be good. So I want some more intense when I do the leaves or the with sort of like a blade of grass. We're going to use a particular technique today where we twist the brush to make where it narrows and then gets wide again, so you can see how that goes. We're going to be twisting our brush as we do this particular stroke. So I'm going to start. I have some paint on here. Check my nice and dark. I'm going to start at one corner. I'm going to drag my brush in a arch. I'm going to twist, and that should narrow it and then widen again and pull it off. And that will make the appearance of where it is not seen as clearly, because grass doesn't grow absolutely straight. You're going to have little places where you might lose part of it looking from the outside. And we're going to try a few more of those. A little more on there. Check my. And it grows in different directions, so sometimes they're shorter. Just like the bamboo leaf, pull the pressure off, it goes to a point. There you go. Yeah, let's try one more where we're going up, across. We have some pressure. Now I'm going to twist this to thin it out and then widen again and pull off. It's like a bend in your lotus. Okay, let's try a few more of those. I'll start from this side. This up. We do some short ones here to a point. Gradually pull the pressure off. It goes to a point. So let's try another one of these where we're going up. We're going to twist our brush so it narrows and then pressure again, and it is wide. Okay. So let you go ahead and do some more practice on that. Do a few more of these. There you go. That's better. Getting there. This one is kind of an odd angle. I'm not sure. It's like something came through and maybe sat down on it, but that's all right. So I'm going to grab another piece of paper here. I'm running out of room to do this. All right, so I'm going to start with a new one. It's over here. Do a new one. So I'm going to stick this in here a little bit so I don't have too much water on it because otherwise it puddles. I'm going to start with one long one, curve it like a rainbow or an arch, twist my, and then back wide again with pressure and pull up to a point. More pressure. And then to a point. Okay. So I'm going to do some more here, and then I'll show you how to do the lotus flower with that. But it grows in a clump, so you'll see the blades going in different directions. Let's do one more long one. Here, twist the brush and then pressure, point, and there we have it. Now, you might want to use this smaller one for this. I'm going to show you how to do the stem. So we're going to use the smaller brush. It'll give us a finer point. I can use the one I had, but you have almost no pressure on it. Might be easier to use your smaller one when you're first starting. So I'm going to draw a branch. Turn that over to you. Put some blossoms on this branch. So I'm going to put a little bit of water here on this. I'm going to try this out before I put it on my paper. I'm going to take my brush and push it down and pull up. We want to have a lot of water on this end. So I might put a little more water here. And then right at the end, put a drop of the darker on it, and then I'm going to push down, pull up. So it should be lighter. This one is a nice one right here, lighter with a little pool of the dark right at the end. These are, I guess I call them pussy willows. Is there another name for them? Where they grow on this, a stalk, and so it's the shape of the brush, pull it up. It's on both sides, shape of the brush, pull up, shape of the brush, pull up. Make sure that your brush is pointing towards the stalk. There you go. There you go. Perfect. It keeps wanting to. Okay. So that's how it grows on there. Now, to make the lotus flower, you're going to have just simple strokes. Before I even start on this, you're going to do just simple strokes. They're 5, and they're curved. So you have 5, goes to a point. And then they have just a dot. So you want to leave some space. You don't actually want to join these together. Just leave a little space and dots there. So that's a lotus flower. We're going to use our fine one again, and I'll just do top. Then I'm going to take my and we're just going to do it's 5. So it's you can have them going down, up. You have 5 strokes. It's like an orchid. There you go. So we can try that. This down so you can see. You can see it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this one is where it joins into the stem. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, I think. Do you want to start a new one and then we'll add a little interesting friend on the lotus there. So now, this is the darkest. This is the wateriest part of it right here. So watery part, dip it. Start in the corner. I'm going to make an arch. Press down, it's wide. And as I do that, for a while, I'm going to twist it until it's thin. And then I'm going to go out wide and to a point. So let's have them go this way. They grow in a cluster, so you just want to do something that balances out. They can be longer and shorter. So they grow different lengths. Long, twist it, and then back again to widen it to a point. Do you want to try it with this one and see if it works any different? It's okay to switch brushes. Twist and press wide to a point. That one works really well. Yeah. It probably works better than this one. So So let's see. Let's see if I can get this one to work. Now we're going to put a little branch in here to do our maximum on. Now we're just going to do this. So, do you want to go back to the smaller one? Sure, I'll use this one, that's fine. Dark at the end, watery in the middle. Brush points towards the stem, press down, takes the shape, pull it back up, and it's a little petal right where it joins. Oh, I like that. It looks good. I'm going to do our lettuce flower. So I'm going to do a stem up this way. Put right at the end here, some of the water. And now we're going to do just simple brush strokes. As a reminder, I'll take a look at this. Just simple brush strokes. 5 in a cluster, and this is where it joins the stem. So right here. 1, 2, 3. And then it has, don't do it if there's a puddle of water there because it'll just run. But you can come back and you can do a couple little dots in there because it has a center. All right, now for the fun part. We have to have an insect on our lotus today. So I'm going to make a grasshopper. Now there are a couple of different ways to do this. Show you. You can use your brush. It's going to be kind of a rectangular shape. Goes to a point a little bit because the end of the grasshopper is not perfectly squared off. Sometimes you have to come back and just widen this a little bit. So I'm going to do that. Its head is somewhat of an oval shape. So I'm going to kind of move my brush and make kind of that oval shape. I would suggest lighter so you can put eyes on it. You might want to take and determine how much color you want in the body and the head so that we can actually see it. Round head. Put some lines here, a little bit of a line here to make its wings show up. And we have legs here. We have at the nice big grasshopper leg and down like that. So it's this shape. It's like you're making a letter A, putting a little foot on it. Sometimes it helps my students if I tell them to relate it to something I know they regularly use, like the letter A. So that is how you do the leg. You want to practice a little bit more on a spare piece of paper. We're going to do the body, the head, of an oval shape. You don't have to have it right at connected to the body. I'm going to add a little bit in here, just some lines, and then I'm going to run a line. I have to get some darker here so we can see it's, there we go. You can see its little body and where its wing goes in. It has, okay, how many legs does an insect have?
6.
Spiders have 8. So it has a couple little, the big one goes right here like this. It's on this side of the spider, it's this side of the grasshopper, not a spider. It's a little wider at this portion, then it gets a little narrower as it goes down past that joint. Oh, and we cannot forget to make really nice long antenna. Make it creepy. There's his eyes. All right, when you think you have a pretty good idea how to do this, and this leg, you're probably not going to see all of it, but you might see part of it go up. It might come down behind here, and you might see another part of it from behind. So you might want to do that too. So, because you're only going to see part of it. The other part's hidden. Okay, shall we, do we have enough here for you to go? Or shall we put some more black there? This just never works the way it's supposed to. Who doesn't like grasshoppers, right?
Yeah.
I don't like them on my plants when they're eating my vegetables. Eat my leaves. I don't like that. Okay, so on here, we just can start with the body. Little head. This one needs a little more water and a little less color. Don't get too far with it. Now I'm going to put a little bit more down here for the body. I'm going to get a little dark on here, so I'm going to use this thinner one. While I have it, I'm going to do the long antenna. What I'm going to do is great big old leg. And this one is going to be one of the legs in the front. And sometimes my younger students don't like the idea that you can't see all 4, or in this case 6 legs on something, but the other half of it's hidden, so you don't have to draw all of them showing. Nice job. And And that's it for today. So, any particular questions, things that you're having trouble with it? Maybe I can.
Like that.
Okay, that's mostly a practice thing. So when you are doing this down, you need to turn and move it at the same time, which gets really complicated, and then is practice.
Yeah.
But you just need to make sure you're turning, and it'll keep it in a point. If it spreads, it's not going to come out as nice as if you can turn it and keep it to a point. So it's a practice, 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 practice. My teacher told me that it was years before they let her move beyond bamboo. She started when she was quite young, and maybe there's a reason for that, but she was a long time studying just to get to this point. Okay. And I think that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoy it. And just remember to keep practicing. The more you practice, the better you get at something. Doesn't matter what it is. Even art counts. Bye.
Bye.